Hello, my name is Ben Schneider from the A Team, and I would like to welcome you to our strategic opportunity proposal for Apple Incorporated. Before we get underway, I would like to take just a few moments of your time to introduce you to our team. The A Team is Julian Hannibal Pacheco, myself, Ben Howlin' Mad Schneider, Katie, codename redacted Shaveda, Michael the Faceman Thompson, and Tyrell B.A. Ryman. We survive as business professionals. If you have a need for organizational guidance, and if you can find us, maybe you too can hire the A Team. Working with Apple provided our team with a unique opportunity. This is not some fledgling tech startup trying to get the public to notice them. This is one of the most successful, recognizable, and innovative organizations in the market today. Over the past 43 years, Apple has cemented itself as the provider of cutting-edge personal electronic devices, namely their lines of iPhones and iPads. While these products have undoubtedly led to a great deal of their success, especially in recent times, it is our team's belief that Apple should lessen its dependence on these products. Now is the time to focus inwardly on creating the next big technological breakthrough, at least when it comes to cell phones. To help illustrate how our team came to this conclusion, we have Tyrell with the SWOT analysis. Tyrell?
Thanks for introducing me, Ben. Like he said, my name's Tyrell, and I'll be talking about the SWOT analysis that the A-Team completed for Apple. Through our research, we were able to determine a few strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats that Apple faces. By diving into our research, we were able to determine that the strengths that Apple have are strong brand loyalty and image, leadership, innovation, and financial position. This has allowed them to be one of the most valuable companies in the world. With weaknesses, they are high dependence on iPhone and iPad sales, price of products, compatibility with other brands, and high consumer expectations. The opportunities that Apple have are focus on service sector, smart wearable devices, artificial intelligence, iCloud business. And the threats are trade war between US and China, premium pricing, foreign exchange risk, and intensifying rivalry. Now we're going to dive more into each of these strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats through the IFAST, EFAST, and the TOWs, which will lead us to determine the strategic opportunity that we concluded for Apple. Now we're going to look at the IFAST. Looking more closely at the internal factors of Apple, let's start with the strengths of strong brand loyalty and image. How many of you know of Apple? Most of you. How many of you waited in line for their new iPhone? Think about it. You all know somebody that has, or even camped out for it. The point is, we all just know of Apple. And this is because of their massive product launches and the products they have. Because of their massive product launches, it's made them one of the most valuable companies in the world right now and has helped their financial position a great deal. Let's look more closely at their weaknesses, specifically their high dependence on iPhone and iPads. These two products have accounted for 70% of the total revenue for the fiscal year 2018, according to a MarketLine report on a company analysis of Apple. This is huge and crazy. Also, the stage of the smartphone industry isn't going through rapid growth anymore. It's slowing down and the market is getting saturated and the competition is getting a lot more fierce. Lastly, consumers want more. Look at Apple's last launch of their iPhone. It didn't go over too well, probably because consumers wanted more out of it and the price of the product. Next, we're going to look at the external factors. The external factors. This is where the project got fun. Looking at the opportunities and threats of Apple. We found that the opportunities for Apple lie in new products such as artificial intelligence and existing products such as smart wearable devices such as the Apple Watch. Now this can be done through acquisitions or increased R&D. We tend to favor the aspect of increased R&D through innovation. Let's look more closely at the threats of Apple. The trade war between the US and China is very problematic. It can raise costs and make it so their products just aren't getting to their destination in a timely manner, affecting their supply chain. Next, price of products is a major factor in emerging markets. The premium pricing model just won't work in these markets, but that shouldn't be too concerning for Apple since these aren't their primary markets. Lastly, new trade wars could come up, for example, the United States and the European Union. Next, we're going to look at the TOWS. The TOWS analysis. This is where you really dive into the internal and external factors that we've been talking so much about. These are the strengths and weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. You're trying to line up your strengths and opportunities to maximize them to the best of your ability while limiting your weaknesses and threats. Now this is very challenging, but can be done. As you can see, we did. We wanted to create an overall vision of where Apple can go in the future and get it off of the high dependence on iPhone and iPad sales. This can be through increased capital into R&D, launching new products, and then marketing those products. And this will lead us into the strategic opportunity that the A-team has created. The strategic opportunities that we came up with consist of two parts. The first part is increased capital spending into R&D. This would be in areas such as Apple TV, artificial intelligence, iCloud business, and self-driving cars. This plays into Apple's strengths of strong brand image and loyalty, innovation, and financial position. It will also reduce the dependence on iPhone and iPad sales. The second part is marketing products. The goal is to raise awareness of all their products for new and loyal customers. With new customers, it's going to be crucial to get them to get more Apple products because it'll make it harder for them to switch to the competition. Loyal customers need to be aware of all the products that Apple offers. They are going to be willing to buy them, and this is going to be crucial for Apple. I'm going to turn the time over now to Katie, who's going to talk about how we are going to implement these two strategies.
Thank you, Tyrell. As he told you, my name is Katie, and I'm really excited to tell you about our strategy implementation plans. To implement our strategy, we'll rely heavily on the research and development team in addition to the marketing department. The marketing team will develop a new marketing plan focusing on the non-iPad and iPod products. We're hoping to have this plan implemented by September of 2019. Now, while this is going on, the R&D team will be hard at work making developments on some products like the Apple TV, AI products, and self-driving cars. By 2020, we're hoping the research and development team will have produced an anticipated production timeline for the smart car. If this plan is deemed feasible and profitable, we hope to begin development in March of 2020. The total anticipated cost is $5.766 billion for this implementation. $2 million of this will be allocated to the marketing portion of our plan, while the remainder is used on the research and development projects. Next, Ben will tell you a little bit about our balanced scorecard.
Thank you, Katie. When it came time to develop a balanced scorecard for Apple, we first identified the 4 areas of their business to focus our attentions on: customers, financials, internal processes, and innovation. Next, we developed strategies, goals, objectives, measures, and targets for all 4 of these areas, shown here in the table. We purposely set stretch goals that could be achieved, but only with some effort on Apple's part. For an example, we can look at the customer row near the top of the table. We would like to improve the lives of Apple's customers with some of their lesser-known products. By enacting a marketing campaign around these products, we can make more customers aware of their existence, thus increasing their sales numbers. If the sales numbers of the units sold equal 30% or more, we will know that we have succeeded. Up next, we have Julian discussing how we can evaluate our processes and control our goals. Julian?
Thank you, Ben. With the strategies that we have outlined and our procedures for implementing these processes, it is critical that we determine measures for evaluation of the procedures as well as controls to maintain the goals that we have set out for Apple. The main focus of our strategy is to release Apple from their reliance on the iPhone and iPad product lines by reallocating resources for extended research and development on new and existing products and services outside of the mobile device realm. To achieve this, we have determined that the company will see an increase in revenue for their Mac products as well as services and other products. Services include Apple Pay, Apple Music, and Apple Care. Other products include accessories, AirPods, Apple Watch, iPod, Apple TV, HomePod, artificial intelligence, and the smart car. We anticipate that with the reallocation of resources to increase sales in these three categories, Apple can expect to see 50% increase in revenue in these categories year over year beginning in 2021. We predict that Apple can utilize these products and services to reduce their reliance on the revenue from the iPhone and iPad by 2021. In 2016, the company reported $58,311 in millions in revenue from Mac, services, and other products. In 2017, the company reported $68,693 in millions in revenue from the same three categories, a 17.8% increase from the prior year. In 2018, the company reported $80,091 in millions in revenue, again in the same categories, which is a 16.6% increase from 2017. From this information, we predict that the company can expect to see a 17.2% increase for years ending December 2019 and December 2020. However, with the new product releases expected in 2021, such as the smart car, we anticipate that the company will see an increase of at least 50% in these three sales categories. In 2021, we predict revenues of $164,734 in millions and $247,101 in millions in 2022. In order to ensure that the growth of revenue is in line with our predictions, the measures outlined previously will be monitored on a quarterly basis through the implementation of our strategic opportunity. If the actual measures of revenue differ from the forecasted revenue by more than plus or minus 8%, immediate action on part of the company's executives is required to ensure that the implementation progression and future revenues will not be affected. This will include an analysis of all functional areas within the company and a determination of where growth is being restricted. Once this has been determined, support must be given to the functional area identified to protect the current progress of implementation and reduce the chance of future restrictions. Next, Michael will be discussing success and failure.
My name is Michael Thompson, and today I'm going to talk to you about how our plan is going to lead to success for Apple. Apple is already a very successful brand, but we believe it can even grow more, and we're going to start with our brand loyalty. Our customers love many of our products, specifically our iPhone and iPad, but our ability to refocus a lot of our marketing opportunities onto lesser known products, specifically home care products like the HomeKit, we believe that will open up more opportunities for revenue for our company, other than just kind of the main areas that they've constantly over the years have found success in. On top of that, we also want to be ahead of the game in terms of technological advances. Through our process, we believe that by 2020 and into the future, the next decade, we can be at the forefront with our research and development on things such as artificial intelligence and smart cars. We believe that these two can really help, along with our home products, give Apple an opportunity for global dominance really in the business world. We can be the top of our game and the top of the world rankings in communications. We can be at the top in travel, and we can be at the top in home products, making Apple even more dominant and powerful than it already is. The A team learned a lot from this group project. This was an incredible opportunity in this class for all of us to work together to build something quite expansive. And there was a few things that we really took to heart as a team. The first thing was communication. The ability for 5 people to work together over the course of a few months on a single project can be very difficult without great communication. And all around, everybody stepping in early in the morning, late at night, constantly being in communication. It was really impressive, and it was really insightful to see how useful strong communication is to the success of a group. The other was the power of effort. When you put in the effort, whether it's research, communication, strategy, if you want to do well, you have to really put in the effort, and that's something that I think sometimes kind of gets missed with when you're doing projects. The next thing that we learned a lot was just the translation from the capstone project to the business. I think a lot of us realized that a lot of stuff we were working on in this project really relates to what we deal with outside of work. All of us has jobs. We're all in some type of role outside at companies, and I can't remember how many times I looked at something and be like, yeah, that's something that our company does. And the last thing that I think really like stuck with us is just the knowledge that was really sinking in from all of our years of being students at Lewis Clark College and other schools before that. We have nearly almost 20 years of collegiate experience academically at college, and I can't remember how many times we talked about things that kind of just sunk in from our previous classes that maybe didn't seem that important at the time, but really did seem to come to light through this group project and this ending of our collegiate careers, and that was a really cool thing for us to see. So thank you, and we really hope you enjoyed this experience with the A-Team. We hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.